Alright guys, how you doing? I'm still here in Cheffins. I knew it was big. I was told it was big. I was told it was 40 acres before I got here. But I actually didn't realise it was actually this size. Now, I know all this stuff is already sold by the time you were watching this. And but look, it'll give you an idea of what's here. And hopefully we're getting views and hopefully we're getting everything. And if you haven't already, please give a like, give a subscribe. And if you're thinking of coming here, we came out of London. We got a train to Ely and a taxi from Ely station out to Cheffins auction. I think it was 18 pounds, and the taxi driver gave us his number. He was Paul, so hi Paul, and we're going to give him a ring and he'll take us back in. And there's a direct train from Ely to Stansted Airport leaving at 7 o'clock. 5 to 7, so maybe that's a bit of helpful to you at some stage if you're coming out here. We're going to turn the camera now and we're going to give a look at we call it miscellaneous items. There's stationary engines, there's slawns, there's ploughs, there's a couple of attachments. I see there's a dung spreader below there, and we'll fly through the stuff and we'll see what's there. And yeah. Okay guys, we have the Coventry Victor Motor and Company Limited. Never heard of one, never saw one. It's like a stationary engine, which is a diesel engine. Little Jap engine next door to that. We have a big Lister generator. I would say what that is probably a steam engine out of a creamery or something. What's that, lads? That's a big engine. I have an engine similar to this. It's I forget what make it is now, but that's a ISS, that's a Nissan ISSO in Assen. The Kelvin is the one I have. It belonged to my grandfather. It was in his boat. I must rescue it. It'll never again run. It's about that size, but I would love to get one. It's a Kelvin 1-cylinder. There was a lot of brass and stuff on it, but unfortunately he got robbed. Well, the stuff got robbed off it. That's a big pump, is it? Oh my god, I was actually inside yesterday in the Science Museum in London. If you're coming to Cambridge, it's well worth to call into. It's free to get into, but they have some impressive engines inside there. Big pumps, big steam pumps and everything. There's a big pump in the middle of the floor. They actually put it going. The lads told me they put it going every weekend. What time, I don't know, but there to find out. A couple of Lister engines, a couple of Hornsby engines. I'd say that's a Wolseley engine. There's some savage stuff. Look at this for a yard of stuff, lads. In frosty weather, empty the water every night. Like that's another big Lister with a generator on it. A couple of more. What's that? G. Lewis and Sons, agricultural engineers. Bristol. Lister Junior, they're a lovely engine. They're kind of there's some savage stuff here. There's brand new tractor tires, there's axles, there's Mary Tillers, there's bee choppers. Another Lister Junior. That's another big a Gardner engine. That's a big Gardner engine, lads. That I don't know. And I know there is a lot of shite here too. I have no doubt about that. There is an awful lot of shite here. But like, if you're looking for a bonnet for a 290 or a 275, or windows for your tractor, or maybe a seat for your tractor, or linkage arms, or doors. Anyone want doors for their Ford? Bonnets for the Ford, steps for the Ford. There's obviously the makings of a Ford there. It's all there for you, lads. What do they call that? I forget what it's called. A sewing machine, the Singer sewing machine, a spinning machine. I don't know what that is. Butter churn, I would assume. Don't know. Or the beat. The force cutters, I have one of them. These cut force for horses. An anvil. a winnowing machine, kind of similar to a thrasher, but just a kind of a smaller version of a thrasher, hand operated. Another winnowing machine. I presume, I was looking at this while ago, I'm going to say this is some kind of an apple press. You put the apples into it maybe in stages, or a cider press, whatever you want to call it, and you keep turning that screw there and it'll, yeah, you know what I mean. I kind of a very early, we'll say, rake for raking in hay. This would have been pulled by a horse, and the man would have stood here, and when this was full he would just flip it over and it flipped back himself. A couple of oaks were taken for cultivating ridges. I presume that's another kind of a cider press, I don't really know, or maybe it's a mill. It's a mill, see where the grain goes in on top and the shaker and down through it. Is that another press? Horse's car. Milk churns, billy cans, water pumps, merry tillers, axles, pikes, slawns. Okay, someone tell me what that is. I don't know. There's the stuff here. Of course, the problem for me is, if I was to buy this, how am I going to get it home? That is, without doubt, the biggest problem. There's a Belarus blow there, we saw it. It was in the Sunday sale after we were here. I don't know what it went for, but I know. That's all the ploughs. That's an old plough with timber body. Two old, very old ploughs with timber frames in them. Or John Deere started out. Mr. John Deere started out with a plough. That was his first thing. I think he made a plough out of a broken spring or something like that. And whatever way he was able to bend the spring, or whatever way he was able to do it, I'm not too sure. Someone knows a lot more than I do about it. He was able to mold, get my words right, mold the board in such a way that the earth would slide off it, and that's how John Deere started making ploughs. Kid, rotary spreader. Kid, of course, well, I know Kid from making, what you call it, silage harvesters. Kid, I had a single chop Kid, and as far as I know, Kid are still on the go today. Someone can tell me that, whether they are or they aren't. That's a nice spreader, PTO driven, horse drawn mowing bar, 2-horse mowing bar. There's a Massey Ferguson cultivator, box of goodies over there, another box of goodies, another cultivator, a little chain harrow, Viking spreader. Lads, there's some serious stuff here. There's a grey Ferguson over buried inside in the bushes, and I don't know what the story with it is. It looks like it's there with 12 months or more. A little Merry tiller, another Ferguson cultivator. That's a bigger cultivator. A horse-drawn cultivator, I would assume. Horse wagons. Oh, that I would like now, lads. This is on my wish list. I presume it's a Howard. Yes, it is a Howard spreader. I have a Crone spreader for the Belarus, which I must finish first. And I have, it's a Crone rear discharge spreader. But I think I would really like one of them for the Belarus. I think it would suit it. You know, I think a lot of fellas go to vintage rallies and they go to all this and they'll carry the tractor. I know that's fine. Thank you for carrying the tractor, and I love vintage and all this kind of stuff. But I think fellas should have some kind of an attachment, even if it's only a cultivator, even if it's only a ridger like this one, a single board Ferguson plough over there. You know, just put on an implement. The people would love to see the implements as well. I would anyway. A couple of horse wagons there. I don't know what this is. I never saw anything like this before. Did you see anything like that? Can you tell me what that is? I don't know. A couple of more horse wagons, a horse cedar. I know we spoke about what's his name, Cyrus McCormick, and the first he invented the reaper and binder, but I'm presuming this is probably a very, very early reaper. It cut the stuff, that's all it did. The arm would have come around and would have knocked it out the back. It's not a binder, but this is before the reaper and binder. A couple of common cultivators, a set of Ferguson discs, ploughs. I bet you that's a Ransom's match plough, is it? Can't see no name. Tree. She's a 2-board plough, and I think there should be a 3rd board in it. I'm not too sure. Another plough. These are the ploughs now. These would have been, fellas use these for, we'll say, Fordsons and all that, but they would have been very early ploughs to suit the very, very early tractors. 1-board plough. 2-board plough again. 2-board plough. Another 2-board plough. 1-board plough. And a horse cultivator. A Ferguson trailer. And this yoke. I was looking at this yoke. This is a serious weapon. Like, it's kind of, I suppose I would call it a mole plough, and you drop it down into the ground, but like you would want, well, where I'm from anyway, you wouldn't pull it too far because it would be stuck in a stone before it would even get into the ground. But I know around here where we are in Cambridgeshire, a lot of it is drained land, and a lot of it is very, very, very peaty soil, and they do have trouble draining the soil. But something like this, maybe pull it through the ground every couple of years, I don't know, I'm only guessing, it would drain. Someone that knows, go on, tell me what you know. And if anyone wants to buy me that, please feel free to, and you can deliver it and all, and sure, look, we will work on very weekly payments. Alright guys, that's kind of it. I'm figuring out how to stop the camera from going black. My camera did go dead, and the very nice people here at Cheffins plugged it in and charged it for me, even though I have spare batteries for it. But that's another story. They're in the car in Shannon Airport. So this is some of the implements, we call it. And tomorrow, the 20th, there's actually 4 different auctions going on here tomorrow. 4 different auctions at the same time. So I know this stuff is sold now for you, and it won't be, a lot of this stuff is sold. But I suppose what I'm trying to say to you is, if you're coming to the next vintage auction, which is on in August, by the way, you need to know what auction and what auction you're going bidding at. Like there's, at the moment today now, there's a fellow there with a big engine. There was a car auction, there was a motorbike auction, and then there was toys, and there was implements, and there was cast iron seats. Actually, I was very surprised to see some of the cast iron seats that were sold. Now, they were common enough seats, but they were sold for kind of £10, £20, plus buyer's fees, plus taxes, plus whatever. But yeah, who knows? Maybe that's all they're making. I don't know. I thought they were worth more, but that's all they made, and they did sell. Alright guys, give a like, give a subscribe, and we'll see you all in the next one, guys. This is what's here.